Oh yeah, I didn't tell you guys I was going to do that. Happy belated Cinco de Mayo, everybody. I am here with the ladies of PB&J, Dayton PB&J organization, a charity event. And they were supposed to come on Cinco de Mayo, but they had some illness in the family. But I had already bought the hat, and I had already bought the sombrero. So I decided, you know what? We're going to go ahead and break out some margaritas and do if they can have Christmas in July, we can have Cinco de Mayo in June. Where the hell we are. Yeah, June 16th. Yeah, right in the middle of it.
You're a good sport.
Yeah, I appreciate it. So we got a great show for tonight. These ladies are going to talk about the organization, and then, of course, we're going to talk about read one of my short stories. And at the end, I have a little gift for them, which I'll do after I do some self-promoting on some of my commercials. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. All right, we are back, and I do have a special a T-shirt I want to show in a little bit, but for right now, I just like wearing this. It's comfortable. I mean, and it really hides the midriff area, so I think I might wear this every day to work and stuff. And
we just wanted to thank you for wearing pants under it.
It was.
It may be a pant party.
Up until 5 minutes ago, there were no pants. It was. They're pretty much like, you really need to. This is a family thing. It's on YouTube. My husband's gonna be watching. I'm like, I think he'd really appreciate not to see some hairy legs. I'm like, I was like, fine, whatever. It's like my house, but I'll wear pants for you. So, ladies, thank you for coming on. I know these ladies from we know from Beckles, which is a little cigar shop that I like to go to on Wednesdays at Network, and there's a regular crew that go there, and you meet a lot of interesting people there, so definitely check it out. But I met these ladies there, and they had this organization where they help children and stuff. So I said I need to get you guys on here so we can talk. And not only that, but they're also the charity that I am supporting this quarter. So if you want to force me to support them, a couple things you can do is for every copy of my books that you buy, $1 will go to the charity. Every new subscriber from June to August 31st will go to the charity. And then, of course, this T-shirt I have underneath that I'll show in a little bit when I get tired of wearing this form-fitting poncho that I'll at every $1 of that shirt that gets sold will go to them. So that's just an easy way for, if you don't like to give money, but you like making other people give money, that's just a good way to support me and force me to give up what little money I have. And then, of course, in the down below, I'll also have in the description, once the video is complete, I'll have your links to DaytonPBJ.org, I think, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so I'll have that below, and then, of course, you can follow them on Facebook and stuff. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about this is actually a charity that you started, correct? The two of you got together, and
started it.
so how did this happen?
Well, a few years ago, around 17 or 18, 2017, I think we saw a Facebook post from the House of Bread. They were looking for peanut butter because they handed out with their bread to people that don't eat from lunchtime when they're there till lunchtime the next day. So especially as they get into spring break or summer months, they see a lot more families there. And during the winter months when people need extra protein, just going from one day to the next without eating is just not feasible. And so they had a call for peanut butter. They like to keep it stocked down there. Sometimes they run low. So we saw that, and we had been volunteering with them with the Centerville Rotary Club. So we jumped on it, immediately put out feelers to all of our network, called our friends from Beckles and called Centerville Rotary Club, who are always just amazing at supporting our projects. And we filled a wagon, filled my trunk in a week, and took it down there. And it wasn't till long after that we saw another call for peanut butter, and we started thinking, this is a regular thing. This is a necessary
it's a need
thing.
that's not going to go away.
Exactly, and it's such a great staple. I mean, we all grew up on peanut butter and jelly, right? Especially those of us that grew up in lower income families. It really sustains you and keeps you going. It helps mom spread those food dollars a little further. So it's really essential when kids are out on break, and that's been where our focus is. Summertime, Christmas break, Easter break, anytime the kids are not in school, where they're not getting that one free meal a day, or actually breakfast and lunch from the schools, even though some of the schools offer those programs in the summer, kids don't always have a way to get there.
Right.
So we've been focusing on collecting so we can supply some of the food pantries and lunch kitchens, and then now we've even found some schools that have the pantry on a post out in front of them.
Yeah.
And so we have some friends that are helping us stock those too, and we're really excited about that. The other thing we're excited about is this year we finally got into a school system. We
very
really wanted
nice.
to be able to reach out directly because we don't keep things. As soon as we get them, we try and turn them over and get them out as soon as possible, get them to the people that need them. And so getting into a couple of schools this year for spring break was a goal of ours. So we were really excited that actually happened this year.
Very nice.
And that happened thanks to the fine folks at Myers. We put out that call, said, hey, we need 320 more than what we thought we needed so that we could get into these schools and help these kids that are in this backpack program.
Yeah.
And make sure that they had the peanut butter and jelly to last through spring break for them. And Meyer called like an angel one day and said, hey, we're going to give that to you. So we were able to cover all the people that we originally planned to in the schools.
So are the dogs stretching on the cables to the microphone and stuff? So I'm just please don't trip them. Please don't unplug us. So you started with one central location where you would donate to, and it just kind of blew up from there.
Yeah.
So do you have certain places pickup points, or do they just go through your website or Facebook to reach out to you? Or?
So we'll run campaigns sometimes, which you guys have seen with some of our friends with local businesses. It really helps when we can find businesses that some of our best ones have been companies that make a contest out of it over the summer, and then they'll run a campaign for a few weeks and have groups compete against each other so you can make collect the most, and then we absolutely take a truck out there and pick it up, and then take it all to my living room and start bagging it up, or to the office and we start bagging it up and start delivering it and getting out as fast as possible.
And both of you have full-time jobs too, so you work this charity around that and with that and everything else, and wow, that's
don't tell, but sometimes during the work day,
whatever.
I won't tell if you won't tell.
That's probably been our greatest network, though, is the people that we know. Through
absolutely.
Our office
The people I've met at Bagels are very supportive of each other, and a lot of them are entrepreneurs, a lot of them are in a charity, and I've really noticed that the mentality around there really is helping and stuff. So that's actually the first time I had heard of it. So if I'm a business and I'm an organization, how would I just message you, say, hey, I'm a business, I like to get involved, do a collection with our employees,
do a donation.
Very nice. Okay, so that's something to definitely consider. Wherever you work and stuff, you take the opportunity to talk to your business, say, hey, I found this organization, and you take monetary donations too, or
we do.
Okay. Yep. So if you want to make them work and make them go buy the peanut butter, you can also just kind of make a monetary one, but you can also do a collection of peanut butter, because honestly, the way things are going right now, it's almost like, please buy peanut butter, and bring it to us, because we're getting to the point now where sometimes it's go there and harvest. I mean, when you go there to the Myers and Kroger's,
it's hard to even get the product.
Yeah, it's hard to even get the product.
Right now,
are we interrupting your social life? Oh man, we need a jar over here every time your phone rings. Now here's the thing.
I swear I turned
You didn't know we were running a telethon?
No.
That's our first call.
Here's what really happened. She was back and she's like, okay, look, I'm going on the show. I don't know how well it's gonna be. Call me in 5-10 minutes into it, and if I answer, tell me something's on fire, and I'll be like, I gotta go.
Got an emergency at home.
Yeah, my dog's got malaria, and
dog's got COVID. I gotta go.
It's gotta go right now. But she didn't answer, so it's not my first rodeo being on a day. Be like, get that text message.
Oh, I swear.
I see your friend right there at the bar texting you, saying. I'm like, I'm sorry, I didn't realize I was under trial here. But, that's absolutely phenomenal. So, how did you two maybe meet? Let's talk about, because...
I think maybe it was the original Wednesday happy hours.
Yes.
They used to be over at the insurance company. And
that's how we met
I
Leslie.
just love her. So you have to know the thing about being my friend. Sometimes we're a little bit
Take notes.
seeing that. I'm always up to something. So I think, it was over there. But I will tell you, anytime I showed up and it's like, hey, can we do this? I need some help. And it was after Hurricane Maria. And my in-laws, or my husband's whole family's in Puerto Rico, and there were some collections going on in Cincinnati, some collections going on in Cleveland, and so we had to do something here too.
Right.
And so we got with some local people, went to Lisa over at Bill's Donuts, and of course she's always amazing in the community, and told them, you guys collected for Hurricane Harvey, can you do that? Help us do the same here. And they said absolutely. Started calling all their sources, sharing, and the next thing you know, I kind of created an issue. we had stuff coming from everywhere. People were driving an hour to bring us supplies from Hurricane Harvey. So
water,
what am I going to do with all this stuff? Bill's Donuts is filling up very quickly. My house, only has
sometimes
so
you just
room.
see the best in people. And there's, I mean,
That's
the
what
news
that
seems to
week
cover
was.
a lot of the negativity, but when it comes to stuff like that, you just see the positives.
So I ended up at their office, and Patrick gave me a key, said, here, you guys come as much as you want. And before we knew it, we had hourly drop-offs. We were loading from Bill's into the car, dropping it off there, and we ran out of room. So it was some very nice people with access to a warehouse and kind of access to a box truck that they borrowed. Started coming and filling it up. So we filled a pretty good-sized box truck 3 times with donations out of there. And eventually it all ended up on the Convoy of Hope, because originally we were going to merge with another organization. They were going to fly it down, and when the organization with the plane found out how much stuff it was between the multiple cities in Ohio, they were like, oh, we can't do that. So change direction. Convoy of Hope ended up coming through and picking up all of our donations. We took them down to Cincinnati. I think we ended up with 110 pallets from our area, about 80 of which came from Bill's Donuts.
Wow.
So Carol was amazing. And then after that, she kind of roped into my world, because you meet Carol, you love her. To know Carol is to love her. She's just so amazing.
I can attest to that.
So every time I come up with some harebrained idea, then Carol's right there. She's like, okay, I'm in. Tell me which days to wear jeans and a t-shirt, and I'm in. So. And
you were doing charity before that, or is that kind of like the kickoff?
Well, volunteering with the Centerville Rotary Club. I do.
But that was kind of the kickoff, and you kind of doing your own thing. Started oh my God, I can take in collections now. This is kind of a full blown thing. Now we should kind of do this as well. It's that's pretty impressive.
Becca has a huge heart, so if there's a need.
Or an inability to sleep. When Rebecca shows up and says, I couldn't sleep last night because I heard.
And we're like, okay, what are we doing?
So
what other things do you do?
We did Hurricane Maria, which was just a week of nonstop movement. We barely slept, honestly, and just amazing people from the community came from everywhere to help us. It was incredible. And then we started with the peanut butter. So we've done a couple big drives with that, and then I moved for 2 years back to DC, and we did a collection over there after the tornadoes. And we just rallied people from over there, and so Carlos and I drove a truckload of peanut butter and jelly back over here and took it to the Good Neighbor house.
Very nice.
And then I was back in Port Carroll's life. And then we started with the water last summer, and I suspect we'll probably do that again this year.
Now, was the water for the same PB&J,
or
was
House of Bread?
Because
they had people coming in. Remember August was it last year?
Look at this year. Oh my God, it's already starting
early.
It's starting early, but by August last year, everyone was running out of water. You can, we still, because of COVID, still have supply chain issues. And last summer they were getting bad, so they were having troubles getting water. We were in the middle of a heat wave, so I came in and said, Carol, I heard
they put out a post. They need.
Carol got on it. She's great with the network. She knows everybody. Start sending the message to everybody, and it just started showing up the next morning.
Very nice.
Literally, we pulled into the office, and the driveway was full.
Mark Gherkin from Angler Construction in Holly Freeman. We pulled up, and Mark had unloaded a pallet worth of water. And then another friend showed up, another friend from the humidor showed up, a pallet of water. I mean, Nick. It was incredible. So,
I remember showing up at a day where everybody was kind of just loading up, the back of the truck with, just whatever they had there.
Be our friend. Be prepared to sweat.
Yeah. and honestly, and that's a good thing, because here's the thing: a lot of people, they want to help. They don't know how to help. You know, it's like it's overwhelming the number of charities that are out there. It's and most of them, they don't understand. It's like, well, okay, is this monetary, and where's that money go? But there's a lot of charities out there that are need physical labor, like people collecting donations, loading trucks, bringing the supplies to the people, and that's something that I think that people can kind of get behind. It's like, well, I don't have much money. A lot of people, are struggling right now.
Absolutely,
but what you have is time. It's like the worst thing you do is have an excuse why you can't give. It's like, oh, I can't give because I don't have the money to. But you have time.
Really easy for you.
Yeah, we'll make it really easy for you.
Super easy.
and and they have great personalities, and I could just the times that I talk to them and stuff, they're very motivating. They're upbeat. I mean, it's one of those things to where it's hard work, but you're gonna have fun doing it when you're with the two of you.
And the best part is it's so local. Like everything goes right here to your neighbors, people that you live right around here.
Yeah.
So you're doing something really great right here locally.
And I'm big into there's a lot of good charities out there that are international and worldwide, and you should definitely help out if you can. But I mean, if in your own community, you really should find how much need there is. Yeah.
Exactly.
I honestly didn't realize that there was that huge of a need right here this close to us until you started talking about it.
It's not really mainstream.
Certain areas you expect it, you would be just surprised at how many people in every single community really are surviving on the kindness of others. And now, I think more than ever, it's going to take a lot of us. We're all pinching pennies a little bit. We're all cutting back a little bit. Gas costs more. Food costs more. Everything costs more right now.
Yep.
But I think that we can agree that we've been very blessed in our lives. And it feels like an obligation to give back.
Absolutely.
I feel like we live a life that I never imagined when I was a kid. And so it just feels like you have to. They're our neighbors. They're our friends. They're the people that we run into everywhere. And so they need, and it just feels like something that
and you just connect, and that just works, when there's a need out there. So, and like I said, we have a website and stuff that you guys can go to, and the Facebook you can follow. Then and I noticed you coordinate with other charities as well. The House of Bread, which I never heard of, but now I do.
The Good Neighbor House is another one of our favorites. They're just amazing people over there. They have a dental clinic and a thrift shop. They offer classes, and then they have the food pantry there too. So they're really great. In fact, if you go to a Dayton Dragons game, they are right on, just next door, right outside of
they usually do parking
right field, and they have parking back there. So if you pay for parking over there, then it's going to a really good cause. So you can park at a meter, or you can go over there and your $10
and most people don't know
whatever it is in parking.
And most people don't know, and that's good.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So that money goes a long way towards supporting their mission with their dental clinic. And the services that they offer there. So really great organization.
I think what we might do, like get together on the show. What I wanted to do, but I don't really know much about it. I always wanted to have a website that had a listing of all the different local charities, links to their websites, how to donate, stuff like that. So I think we should get together, because you guys have a lot more. I don't like a lot of these places I've never even heard of, but like the Garage and different places. We definitely should have like a website where people can just kind of go. It could be like DaytonCharity.com. Great, now someone's going to take it, and I have to like come up with something new. But
Mr. IT guy.
Yeah, but I build websites. I have 4 or 5. Next week I'm meeting with somebody to build a website for their kind of organization too. And
reach out to us at Dayton PB&J Project. We always have people we're supporting. We have a PayPal link on there.
Perfect.
Anything you donate towards PayPal, we have very little overhead. So we try and take the funds for whatever campaign that's for, and you can designate, do you want to help us with our very nominal costs, because we have to pay an accountant, and we have to buy Ziploc baggies, because what we do is make kits out of them. So we'll get the peanut butter or jelly, and then applesauce cups or pouches. We really like the pouches, so we can cram more of those in, seal them up, and then that way they can go into backpacks with kids.
Very nice.
And they can send them home from summer camps, summer programs, or during the school year.
Very nice.
So we'd really like to be able to get them into the schools so that as needed, if teachers recognize a need. The economy's not awesome right now. people are more in need. So I think we're going to see it even more this year. So if we can supply all the schools that we can with our pouches of peanut butter and jelly, safely sealed inside Ziploc baggies, but those are things that we have to buy.
And there's also the need of, there's also the people that just get rid of stuff. They're going on there like, hey, I have all these extra clothes if anybody needs it, or backpacks need it. A lot of the times they just end up going to Goodwill and donating them there because it's like that's all they've known just growing up. But if we, if there's a way for them like, no, okay, well you can also take them here and take them here, and
if you take them to the Good Neighbor House, they have their thrift shop there, and they give people the opportunity to take classes, life skills classes that earns them money that they can spend in their thrift shop.
Very
nice. It's great. Of course, they help people that just need it. And then people go in there shopping too, so that's a great place to take clothes and things you need. If you have children's clothes, Hannah's Treasure Chest in Centerville is another incredible organization. So they help keep kids that are in the system or in need clothed. So there's really good places.
And it's good to have. That's I think that'd be a good reason, like to talk with you, because I think a lot of people are also kind of like fearful of donating, knowing where that actually going to go to. Like, say if you donate to, I won't say any names, organizations, they just turn around and sell it. Does that really go to benefiting people, or does that go to back in to pay for administrative services? Exactly. But having some of these charities that are vetted, by people who are in doing in the cause, I think it goes a long way. Say, hey, this is a legitimate local charity, and we've seen firsthand how that gets put back in the community. And I think that'll go a long way and get people motivated. Say, oh, you know what? Instead of going here to donate, we should take it there, because I know there it's going to be turned around and go to where it needs to go.
There's a lot of need right in our backyard. So these national, international organizations even are really fantastic. They do a lot of good work across the country and around the world, but here, you need it here too. So
absolutely.
That's kind of been where our heart is.
Yeah, and definitely local.
That's what keeps us awake at night.
Yes.
That's very good. That's very good.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we're very glad that you're able to make it, because she was like, it's like, we're not going to have any trouble like coming up with conversations from Becky's here. Rebecca's here. So we'll be able to like make sure the conversation keeps going. That's why tonight she's the narrator. I was like, you can do a few voices. I was like, what's your biggest line? But I like that though, because honestly, it's like you have to have that outgoing personality.
She's very personable.
I love this format though, because I have a horrible fear of public speaking. I keep doing it, and I try it, and the couple times that I've had to go on the news programs, I don't sleep the night before, or you have to give a speech in front of a group. I'm just sick to my stomach over it. I talk really fast and I start to ramble, so I kind of like that.
Yeah, it's my living room. It's essentially I just move some furniture around, and then I have a set. So people are always like, I don't know. It is. Yeah.
If we were on the deck with some bourbon and cigars, it would just be like natural.
And most of the time I do. Like I said, last time I had my brother's band, and they all had beers and stuff, and they're like, it was a good time. And that's the thing, is people like concerned about going out and being in front of people and stuff. But honestly, it's like, especially in an environment like this, it's like, just come and have fun. It's like, that's why whenever I have people on, I was like, I'm reassured. I was like, you'll be fine, because honestly, it's just hanging out and talking.
Hanging out with friends.
We should make this our shtick. Like, we should just follow people home from the humidor. We should give us your address. We'll be here tomorrow.
Yeah, and we're just gonna talk and hang out.
We're just gonna talk. Give us some money for our charity, and then that could be.
Now, do you have a sombrero? Because that's important. That's kind of theme now.
Yeah.
Well, that's
we're
not
into
true.
That now.
We're not focused on one nationality. We're open.
That's true. If it had been in March,
hats of all colors.
I'd be wearing a green top hat,
Yes.
and because I'm short enough that I could easily play a tanned
Next month,
leprechaun.
Uncle Sam hat.
We'll come back for Santa.
For Santa.
Leslie can
By
sign
then,
it.
I should be the size of Santa, because I can't seem to lose weight, only gain it. So it looks like by come December, I'm gonna make a pretty good Santa. So I'll be a young and good-looking one, but still a Santa. So I'm trying to shoot the other way. Well, ladies, thank you so much for all the information. We'll come back and talk to. Now we're gonna kind of go to a short break. I'm gonna do some.
What about your shirt?
I'm gonna go cut away to a quick commercial. It's only about actually, I'm gonna go to a longer one, so I have more time to take this off. And underneath, when we come back, I will reveal the shirt. This will be a charity shirt. So when you buy this shirt from either Etsy or Printify or Redbubble, which you can find the links on my websites, each dollar of these. Now this is what I call a perpetual charity shirt. So my charity shirts or I do different than my other church. So while the 3 months is going on, when you buy this shirt, $1 of every shirt sold goes to the charity. After that quarter, and I go on to another charity, this shirt's still up, and whenever someone buys it, 50 cents still go to the charity. But it's pretty much from here to the end of time. Well, as long as that shirt is up,
That's
you know,
great.
you can buy that shirt if you want to support them and stuff. And
3
you know.
shirts is a jar of peanut butter.
And 3 shirts is a jar of peanut butter. Remember that, people. So, you know, force me to give money. Actually, I did kind of make a slight change to that. So I was doing it like to our $1 each one, but then, you know, no one's subscribing to my YouTube channel. It's like it's not growing. You guys don't care about charity and supporting me. So there's an automatic minimum $20, you know, donation. So
we need everybody to subscribe.
even if I don't get like 20 people, it'll be a minimum of $20. So I just like, you know what? I was like, this is not working out. I was like, giving $1 here or $1 there is not gonna make a difference. But you know, $20.
Can we pay for one of those subscriptions where it gives you like 1,000 new subscribers? We have to look into that tomorrow.
They're all bots. I'm in IT and in cybersecurity, so I can tell you right now, they're all bots from one country. I can tell you where, and then they pretty much withdraw everything like the next month, and you go from like 1,000 subscribers down to like 20 again.
20.
So I'd rather have real people. Like right now, I can see I have one person watching, but you know what? That person is real, and I thank you
Yes,
for
thanks for
watching. So we're going to go take a quick break. I'm going to go ahead and take this off because I am actually melting under here. I turned the air on, but it's still like 80 degrees in here right now. So, well, you know, I'm not usually this tan. I would actually, how Rebecca looks now is how I started the day. And just because it's so hot in here, I've been here for like 3 hours. I'm now, you know,
Brown.
full. Yes, brown. For those with crowns that want to fill in the coloring book, I am brown. All right. On that note, we will be right back. Here we go. Oh, we are back, and there is now a dog. Oh, to make yourself at home. There you go. Oh my God, is he aroused? What's going on here?
Yes.
Is it the shirt? It's the shirt, is it?
I think it's Rebecca's toes. You know?
Oh, it's between his toes. Was that his tail? I could have swore I saw like a 3-inch.
No, it was
Okay.
Is there peanut butter in those toes?
You know what they say about dogs' toes. Well, that was interesting. Welcome back, everybody. So this is the shirt I made for the charity. It's not necessarily like this then, but I thought it'd be like a cute one here. That's an odd place to put peanut butter. So that is available. If you buy that, it will go to support the PB&J. Or I will switch over to that. Oh, thanks for making that interesting, dog. I appreciate that. Every night is an adventure in this place, I tell you what. Oh, man. So we are back. We're going to read my story alone now. Kind of a little background on this story. It's actually, you know, I was a fan of Hill House, you know, The Haunting of Hill House. And so this is kind of with that mindset. What's up, buddy? Yeah. You want to come up here? Can you come up?
My turn to
Joe?
read.
Just too high?
Come on, Apollo.
Messing up the show, kid.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Come on with the girls.
Maybe burp. All right, so this one is kind of along the lines of a little bit of a horror after watching that. So we're gonna. What'd you say?
How cool was that?
A little bit of a horror.
Well, Oh, we do have a studio audience too. I was going to use.
right in with us.
She's better than the laugh track, so it works out pretty well. Horror. Actually, I already did the horror one when I did like one night with a vampire. That was fun. I had a couple ladies on for that one.
That was
but
a good one. Yep.
this one right here is a horror.
Horror.
No sex dungeon in this one.
Okay.
A family
Still a family
friendly.
show.
That's right. So we're gonna have Rebecca do the narration, and then I'm gonna do a couple of voices. She's gonna do a couple of voices, and
Let's get my old lady glasses on.
that's right. You
can
get.
see.
Okay, you know she's doing the whole thing like that psychologist on the whole Johnny Depp trial. She's like, yeah. It's like, everybody zooms in. You know, it's like, ah.
Bring me some peanut butter.
What's up? Oh
Okay.
man, jeez.
Where were we again?
They say sex sells, so do whatever it takes to get your peanut butter. All right, so she's gonna do the narration. We're gonna do the voices. So, onward.
Okay. Emily kept her head down, taking the same position she was taught to take at school during a tornado. She sat on the floor, knees pulled to her chest, and her arms wrapped around her legs. She was the last one left. At 8 years old, she didn't know what to do now that the lady had taken her older sister. She could only huddle there on the floor, shaking with fear and softly whimpering. It had only been 24 hours since her family had their first dinner in their new home. They all laughed at a joke her father had made as they passed the food around.
Well, girls,
Her dad asked.
what do you think of our new home?
Emily and her older sister, Shannon, voiced their approval. I've never seen such a big house.
Oh, that's me.
Oh.
That's me.
It's not.
I know.
It's not highlighted.
Oh, my bad.
Oh.
My bad. I've already started
Okay.
drinking when I highlighted these, so there might be some like run over.
It's not highlighted on my list, but
I've
okay.
never seen a house this big. Oh,
Do
wait,
I-
hold on. She's
do I
8 years
need to
old.
give
Let me
you
start
a-
over. You're like 8 years old. All right, we do this now. I've never seen a house this big. Oh, Jesus, that's horrible. One more try. I can do an 8-year-old girl. Hold on.
We got your inner 8-year-old.
I've never seen it. Oh, Jesus Christ. I can't do an innocent 8-year-old barely.
8-year-old.
All right, you know what? You do the 8-year-old voice. I
Porn
can't. Yeah, I know. Jesus. She's a southern little, seductive little thing, isn't she? I've
8-year-old.
never seen a house this big.
You said this wasn't going to be.
No! I need to change her age. She is now 23. Come home from working at the Coyote Ugly. I've never seen a house this big.
Emily stated.
I know. It told me. I know. Her dad responded. Daddy responded. I was very lucky we were able to get it. We've saved up a lot over the years, and when I saw this house up for sale and close to what we could afford, I had to jump at it. It's a bit of fixer-upper, but I think when we're done, it'll be even more beautiful. And of course, I love the amount of land we have.
Emily and Shannon couldn't wait to explore in the morning. They both looked out the window simultaneously and knew it would be too dark to do anything that night. You said there were no big words in this one.
Which one was big?
Simultaneously.
Simultaneously.
You were supposed to warn me so I didn't stutter through it.
That's 4 syllables.
That's more so.
You
I should have
promised me-
highlighted the other ones like in red or something.
You
Yeah,
promised me like 2-syllable words.
See, this is what I do. I get them get some margaritas in them,
Yeah.
and then I put big words in there. You know, sometimes they rhyme. Like I don't get it.
Simultaneously. Okay.
Maybe we can all go out exploring together in the morning.
Their mother replied, reading their expressions. The girls nodded in agreement. After dinner, they all went into the large living room to relax until bedtime. It would be another day or so before their internet was hooked up, and none of them had a good cell reception. As they pulled out their various devices, the tablets, laptops, and cell phones stood out among the old house with its wood walls, antique bookshelves, and oversized fireplace. The girls had a hard time finding outlets that worked.
Well,
Their dad started.
I guess I know what I'll be working on tomorrow while you girls are out exploring.
Since they were limited in what they could do with their devices, it didn't take long before they all were ready for bed. They knew the day would be better, the next day would be better, and they couldn't wait for it to arrive.
Do you want to sleep with me tonight?
Apparently, both the daughters are just the worst. This is quickly turning into a.
All right.
Oh,
Shannon
man.
asked her younger sister, seeing that she was apprehensive about sleeping alone in this big house. It looked more menacing at night with the dim lights and cobwebs. Emily nodded vigorously.
Vigorously.
Okay, come on in.
Shannon said, opening the door wider to let her in. Shannon was 4 years older than Emily and seemed unaffected by the creaking noises the house made as it settled. Emily could hear Shannon's breathing change as she slowly drifted off to sleep, but she could also hear the constant creaking of the house. Unable to sleep, she needed to use the restroom, but was hesitant to get up. Part of her wanted to wake her sister, but another part of her felt she was silly for being afraid to go to the bathroom in her own house. She slowly swung over the side of the bed and lowered herself to the wooden floor, where the floor seemed to creak in protest. You forgot the sound effect.
I know, that's great. All
She
right.
collected her courage, and as quietly as the floors would let her, she exited the bedroom and slowly walked down the hallway to the bathroom. As she walked, she shivered as the air around her seemed to get colder. She stopped walking just long enough to catch her breath, or watch her breath come out of her mouth. She continued to the bathroom at a much faster pace. Part of her wanted to run back to her sister, but she knew her bladder wouldn't wait much longer. She was almost at a jog when she entered the bathroom and quickly closed the door. The temperature around her seemed normal in the bathroom, but when she breathed, she couldn't see her breath. She still felt cold, though the room wasn't, so she turned the water on hot when she washed her hands to help warm herself up. By the time she finished washing her hands, she couldn't see her reflection in the mirror because of the steam. The door creaked as she slowly opened it. Thank you.
That was terrible, I think.
She knew she only had to be brave a little bit longer. Seeing nothing was waiting for her in the hallway, she walked out of the bathroom, unaware that something had been written in the fogged-up mirror. It simply read,
This is
Run!
was
It's
not
a
menacing.
fun run.
Run!
And you run.
It should be menacing. Yeah, there you go. From downstairs, a grandfather clock began to chime the hour, making Emily jump and walk as fast as her legs could move. When she was back in her room, she crawled into her bed with Shannon, but couldn't stop shaking until the sun came out.
Emily, you look exhausted.
Her dad pointed out when she sat down at the breakfast table.
Did you have trouble sleeping last night?
She could only nod.
Only nod. I'll stay home with you while Mom and Shannon go exploring.
Her dad continued.
I'll stay with you a while you get some sleep. How does that sound?
Emily nodded again. Emily's mom and Shannon came into the room, and seeing how tired Emily looked, they kissed her goodbye and told her they'd be home soon. Once they were gone, Emily's dad carried her up the stairs and laid her on the bed. He grabbed a book and began to read as she fell asleep. The sight of him reading was the last thing she saw as she drifted off. She woke up to her mom gently stroking her hair.
Hi, Mommy.
She said, smiling.
Well, much less addictive.
Hi,
We're
honey.
getting good at it now.
Her mom replied.
Where's Daddy?
Hey, we're done. Scene.
Emily groggily looked around the room and said, he was sitting here reading when I fell asleep. Oh wait, I don't think I was supposed to read that, but it was not highlighted.
Where's Shannon?
Emily asked.
Downstairs making a sandwich.
Her mom explained.
Would you like one?
Emily nodded and sat up.
I'll go
Go
downstairs.
Go ahead, sweetie. I'll find your dad and be
Are you talking
downstairs.
over me, Mom?
Yeah,
She said with a smile.
of course.
Emily wiped away her fogginess and then walked downstairs, leaving her mom, who walked the opposite way towards the bedroom.
That's you.
Want a sandwich?
That's
Oh,
you.
do you want a sandwich?
Shannon asked when Emily entered the kitchen.
Yes.
Emily replied, nodding. Halfway through their sandwiches, they suddenly heard a crashing sound come from the basement. They looked at each other and then at the basement door. Gaining strength from each other, they walked to the basement door and slowly opened it.
Daddy?
Shannon called down. No answer. Neither of them wanted to go down, but if their dad was hurt,
I did not have a girlfriend when I wrote this, so that wasn't a term that I heard on a regular basis. just put that out there as an FYI. That's right.
Anyway,
some time
going
ago.
Going down. Daddy.
Just wanted to clarify.
But if their dad was hurt, they knew they needed to be brave. Shannon pulled out her cell phone and turned on the flashlight. Y'all. Together they walked down the stairs, wincing with each creak. Oops.
Daddy.
I'm gonna have to rewrite this story. That's all there is to it. From now on, when I do the extended version, like the novella, it's gonna be Dad or Sir.
Yo, Pops.
Pops. Something that won't elicit a weird thought.
Oh God! Turn to the next page.
The next page, yeah.
You're on.
I said
Sure,
Daddy.
well, say it again. She's getting you to say it again.
I'll say it
Again.
Daddy.
Now, keep in mind these are both college-age girls. Home from school. They're in their late 20s. Both have PhDs.
And apparently, daddy complexes.
Apparently. And we'll soon find out.
Okay, so Shannon called out again when they reached the bottom, though more quietly. Emily stayed clutched to Shannon as they shuffled around the basement looking for the source of the noise. As they rounded a stack of boxes, they saw something shiny on the floor. It was a liquid that looked like it had spilled. Initially, this relieved the girls since they knew it must have been the source of the crash. Using her phone flashlight, she followed the liquid to see if the can it spilled from was lying nearby.
My writing's gotten better.
This is starting to scare me. Let me read ahead for a second. Give me just a
Let
second.
me read ahead for a second.
Oh my goodness. They both screamed instead of seeing a can of paint.
Spoiler alert.
In a pool of his own blood. Oh gosh. Instinct told them to run away and to their dad at the same time, but the drive to run to him was stronger. They began to run to his body when all of a sudden they heard the mom scream from upstairs. Wait, they went down without the mom?
She's busy making sandwiches.
Goodness.
Goodness.
Haven't they ever seen a horror show before?
This might have been like taking place in the 80s or something.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so half wanting to escape the bloody scene in the basement, and the other half needing to help their mother, they left their father laying on the ground and ran up the stairs to where their mother was.
Mom.
Shannon yelled, half dragging Emily
Mom,
behind her.
what time is it? Is it time for dinner? That was a nice relax. Mom.
Mom, Emily yelled, trying to keep up. They reached.
I didn't yell yet. Hold on, I gotta do my mom. Mom! There we go.
Emily yelled, trying to keep up. They reached the main staircase just in time to hear their mother scream again.
Oh!
Shannon was running as fast as she could with Emily in tow to the stairs and into the hallway where their bedroom was waiting them, and there was Dad bloody again. Just kidding.
I'm guessing she doesn't do horror very well.
Hold on, I lost my place.
Start over. We're at the dead body.
Okay, they wanted to reach their mother as quickly as possible, but something felt wrong, and they moved slowly down the hallway towards their parents' bedroom. They both stood frozen as red liquid seeped through the bottom of the door. They both knew right away what it was.
What was it?
We have to go for help.
You're the most casual, in life or death situations, big sister you could ever hope for.
He's already dead. Let's go.
Now you know how she stays so calm.
Right.
She's like, whatever.
We need to help them.
Shannon stated, and they both began slowly walking backward toward the stairs.
Where are you? What?
Towards the bottom.
Oh.
What about Mom
After
and Dad?
Oh. What about Mommy and Daddy?
Emily asked.
We need to go help them.
Shannon explained.
There's nothing we could do better than the doctors.
As they turned to run down the stairs, they both let out a sharp cry.
We're some great sisters.
Now she's here.
Fist bump. Fist bump.
Standing at the top of the stairs, staring at them, was an old woman dressed in black.
Change pages.
Flip.
All right.
We pause for this moment.
We pause this momentarily to regain our senses a little bit.
She looked ancient, wearing clothes as old as the house itself. Her gray hair was frayed and unkempt. Her clothes were in a state of decay, and while her skin seemed as smooth as porcelain, both girls could see noticeable cracks throughout her exposed skin. The woman stared at them with menacing eyes, and the girls could only stare back, uncertainty holding them in place. It wasn't until the old woman began to walk towards them that they were able to break from their trance, and they immediately ran to Shannon's bedroom, screaming the entire way. Neither of them looked back as they ran into the room and slammed the door. The air was warm in the room when they entered, but their hearts skipped a beat when they quickly... the air temperature dropped.
Somebody's in the other room cleaning.
I'm almost done.
Apparently
There we go.
her ghost husband was taking a leak in the bathroom.
We're not all dead.
Suddenly, the closet door swung open from across the room, and both girls let out a cry. They each held each other, shaking uncontrollably. The closet was pitch black, and neither of them could see what was in there. Shannon was knocked down by an invisible force, and the same force began to drag her towards the closet. Emily grabbed Shannon's arms and tried with all her strength to pull her sister away, but no matter how hard she pulled, Shannon kept sliding towards the closet.
Let's go!
No!
Shannon yelled out to Emily. Emily cried back and continued to pull as hard as she could. Y'all should act this out.
I know.
That would be so good.
All right, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. All right. Lay down right here. I'm gonna grab your hand. All right, you sit down. I'll grab your hand. All right, this is what it would look like. But imagine her lying on the ground.
Get her by the ankles.
And she's a third. Oh yeah, there we go. I got you. Here we go. No! I'm an 8-year-old girl. Don't forget.
Unfortunately, Shannon's fate was beyond both of their control, as suddenly Emily was knocked across the room by another invisible force. She hit the wall across the room hard, but not hard enough to knock her out. She laid there on the floor against the wall and had no choice but to watch as her sister was dragged into the closet screaming, with the door closing behind her, silencing her forever. I was waiting.
Damn.
Yeah. Okay, Emily pulled her knees to her chest and cried. Oh, now we're back at the beginning.
I don't have the flexibility
Now
to do that.
I get it. She kept her head down, taking the same position she was taught to take at school during a tornado. She was the last one left. The closet door slamming open snapped her back to reality, and out of the darkness the old woman emerged, not walking but floating towards her. Emily fought her paralysis and slowly slid up the wall until she was standing. As the woman approached, Emily quickly ran to the door, expecting it to be sealed shut, but relieved when it was open.
Dun, dun, dun. Freedom.
She ran as fast as her little legs would let her. She ran down the stairs and straight towards the front door. She swung it open with all her might and ran outside. She quickly scanned the road at the end of the driveway, and her heart leapt when she saw a man changing a tire. She called out to him, but was cut short when she felt something cold engulf her. Suddenly, she was pulled through the air back into the house. The door slammed shut. Hearing the door slam, the man stood up and looked at the house. All the lights were off, and a thick fog began to engulf it. Not wanting to get stuck in the fog, he turned his attention back to changing his tire. He gave the house a passing glance as he started the car and drove off.
Woo!
Man, yay! Happy ending.
Happy ending. Good
As
story,
most of my
That was a lot of
stories.
emotion.
Yeah.
She was
Man,
into it.
Man, you were really
She should be,
getting.
yeah, if you ever need to read her. I
No,
think
man,
she's
she
your
was
girl.
really getting into it. Like, oh my god. Oh
That was a
man.
great story.
Thank you so much, lady. That was great. Yeah. So I think I had fun writing that one. I think that's might be like second to the last, or I think like second to the last book of the first volume of my short story. So we're almost to the point now to where it's like I'm going into volume 2, which is kind of
We're
cool.
looking forward to the Girlfriend Revised Edition.
Yeah, so in case you know, some of you may not know, so like what I do is I go back to short stories and actually expand them from like the 2,000 word short stories to like 20,000 extended story. And I actually just finished writing my first novella, which is my first short story written back in 2017, Generational Killer. I just finished that 20,000 words, so I'll be editing that and coming out with that. So yeah, it'll take me probably a few years after I'm dead to finish this one. But I will have it done, you know, telepathically to whatever, you know, person I decide to haunt after I'm dead. And they can write the rest of my stories. But I'm looking forward to kind of expand some of these stories. So we're going to take a break from for a quick commercial. When we come back, We're gonna get say goodbye to the ladies and again kind of review some stuff and just maybe take some notes and maybe like some boring stuff. I'm just kidding. It's gonna be good. All right. So.
Is there gonna be a test?
Huh?
There's not gonna be a test.
There
right?
will be, but I'm gonna put that in the description, link to it. If
Okay,
you
good.
fill it out and there's not a
Can mail
test.
it back in.
Yeah, exactly. Mail it back in.
Then
Then you get to force me to donate to them. That's how it works. All right. Here we
Everybody
go.
do it.
We'll be right back. All right, we are back. First of all, I just want to remind you that they're here on behalf, a charity that they started and they need support from. So that link's below. Once I'm done with the live stream, I'll go down and put that down there, and you guys can follow that link if you want to donate. If you want to force me to donate to them, a couple things you can do is one, for every like, up to $100 if they didn't put that in the first part. But I'm going to put the disclaimer now. I don't think it'll happen, but I want to put that in case all of a sudden, somebody
for the fine print.
somebody watches and be like, oh my God, tell all my friends he's going to give $1. And it's like, before you know it, I'm bankrupt and I'm going to them for peanut butter now because I have no food.
We'll give you some.
I appreciate it. Yeah,
Amazon.
thanks.
Yeah.
That's about as expensive Canada or a Bob, but I'll take
Bless
it.
you.
So oh, the dog. Oh, bless you too. And also with you. Thank you, studio audience. Also, if you buy a copy of my book, I do have volume 3 out now. So if you guys, I probably should have a copy out here to show off and stuff. But I do have volume 3 available now. Just came out a couple weeks ago, so be sure to check that out. You can buy that on Amazon and through my website. You can actually buy a signed copy. Let me put this over here. So $1 of every copy of that will be sold. Also, if you buy this T-shirt, which is available on the Etsy and Spotify now, it's under Black Rabbit US, Black Rabbit Design US. Black Rabbit's kind of my new nomenclature I'm using for my cybersecurity and stuff. So you can find it through Etsy through there, but I'll link to that below too. And every $1 from the shirt sale goes to that as well. And I'm pretty excited because today I had a new book come out. So as some of you may know, I'm in cybersecurity. So for some of you that may work with the government stuff, I have to meet the CMMC requirements in order to bid for awards. I do have a book, a self-assessment book that you can actually buy now on Amazon and through my website, blackrabbitsecurity.com, and buy a copy of these that you can do a self-assessment of your own network to make sure that you are secure. And ladies, again, thank you so much for coming to my show. This was so much fun. I do want to give you each a copy because, it's only gifts I have to give. I don't have a lot.
We love
I got them drunk, for God's sake. I gave them margaritas. But no, I think you all it's one thing I want to try to get in the habit of doing, where I try to give a copy.
Awesome, thank you.
This is kind of like the first. It's a taste. It's like, here you go. Here's the first volume. Get them hooked. So they go buy volume 2
I
and 3.
would definitely recommend going to your site.
Yeah,
You write some great stories.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. I enjoy these stories. I've been writing since 2017, and I do enjoy it. And I tell you, when I first started doing the podcast and doing the voice of myself, that was fun. I don't even know how I started doing these live stream shows. I just started having a few friends come on and have some fun. Before you know it, artists and some bands coming on, and you guys coming on. So I've really enjoyed it. So just take a whole new space. It's good to have a show where people see other people read my stories, I enjoy it. So again, thank you so much for coming on. I will have the links to all their site, their Facebook down below. So be sure to come back and check out this video if you're watching live, which only one person is. The rest of you, by the time you see this video, thank you, person, whoever you are. I appreciate it. It's probably my girlfriend sitting over there on her phone, I'm watching. Well, it's like, damn it! I wanted a stranger, someone I didn't know, watching this, make you feel important. But I'm like all excited because I've gone up like 3 subscribers. I'm up to 47 now. 47 subscribers. Isn't that some shit? Oh my god. Everybody celebrate.
Come on, bud.
So again, thank you so much for coming, ladies, and thank you so
Appreciate it.
much for
Thanks for having
watching. In a couple weeks, I will have another guest. I'll have Fred Kuberly on.
Oh,
He is,
so awesome.
yeah, he's a cool guy. I had him on a while back. He
We'll
does
be there
the.
for that one.
Yeah,
If
yes,
you're
because
wondering.
we're gonna talk about bourbons. It's gonna be like his last bourbon book, so he wants to promote it as it comes
He's
out.
great. You guys
And,
should tune
yeah.
in.
So anybody like that has been on my show wants to come in, wants to do some free bourbon shots, then we're gonna talk to him. We'll have a live shooting audience. If just people just want to drink, they'll be like, I just came for the bourbon. But there's a really interesting guy. He was like the episode that lasts like an hour and a half. I was like,
He's a talker.
it went
We
on
love
for a
Fred.
while.
So much
I had to
fun.
like put it in 2 parts or something because it was so interesting. But
We
yeah, we're
love
having him over a
Fred.
couple weeks.
He's
Yeah,
so
we know Fred from
interesting.
the cigar shop as well too. So excited for him again, ladies. Thank you so much for coming out. Thank you so
Appreciate
much
it.
for watching, and we will see you in a couple of weeks. So everybody wave as I push this little
Have
button.
a great
Bye.
one.